All right. Well, the desk is put back together temporarily until more housework happens. The camera angle's a little different. Initially, I was like, oh, I don't like it because it's different. Now I kind of like it, honestly. I've been sitting here for a couple minutes getting set up, and I've already gotten used to it. Fantastic Damage by LP. Finally getting to this album. This was requested. So a year and a half ago, fall of 2023, I told everybody who's a mod in the Discord server, hey, everyone pick an album. You guys have been so great in helping set up the Discord and sort it out, and just, it's been wonderful. You guys have all been so great. Everyone pick an album, and I'll react to the album. This is the final album on that list. It's taken a year and a half. So if you ever feel like, God damn, it takes forever for Bob to get to these picks, you're not the only one. So I apologize, Gabe. I apologize. It took so long. There's no reason for it. It's just how it worked out. Finally sitting down with it today. I'm glad to do so. Gabe is great. I've had a couple chats with him. He was actually on Conversations with the Community one episode, and his girlfriend, now fiance, told him that all of us are essentially autistic, that we're all on the spectrum because of our obsession over music. I think she's probably right in that assessment, but that was a funny story to hear as well. I also want to give a shout out to Joe, who is a subscriber, a patron. We bumped into each other out in the wild yesterday in front of my house. I parked my truck and I got out of my truck and I'm walking around and I hear this person go, Bob? And I look over because where I live, I just wear my hoodie. Like, nobody knows who the fuck I am, right? So it's like, whatever. I just wear my hoodie. I really like my hoodie. It's actually cold this weekend. So it's like the last day of wearing a hoodie before the summer kicks in. And I'm just like, there's no fucking way somebody just said that. And yeah, sure enough, there's this guy, Joe. He comes over, I shake his hand, we start talking a little bit, and we ended up hanging out in my, like, I went in the garage and got some camping chairs. We sat down in my driveway and drank beer and talked for like 2 hours. It was really, honestly, pretty fun. Pretty cool dude, pretty chill, reasonable, not like a crazed fan or anything like that. So shout out to Joe for making for a memorable night last night. Very surprising. And please don't dox me, Joe. Please don't dox me. All right, so there's some stories to tell. Fantastic Damage, 16 tracks, an hour and 10. This came out 2002. 2002. Run the Jewels, I've enjoyed quite a bit. I don't go back to them very often, but honestly, that's true for like 90% of the stuff I listen to these days. I go through so much music, it's really hard to get back to hardly any of it because there's so much. But Run the Jewels 1, 2, and 3 is what I've heard. Enjoyed all of those. I think this is before Run the Jewels. I think this is before him and Killer Mike got together. I'm assuming, I don't know for sure. There was this little thing, I don't have it up in front of me, but on Genius, when I was pulling everything up, it was like it was this brief summary about how this is a post 9/11 dystopian whatever opus or something like that. Okay, so I'm just keeping that in mind in general. I don't know if there's like a theme through the album, if it's going to have consistent throughput, if there is a theme, I don't know. But curious to check it out. It's a little echoey in here because things are not how they normally are. The flooring's out, as you can tell. Furniture's been moved around. Things are not in this room as they used to be. So hopefully that's not too distracting. But let's drop in. Also, I'm not going to do any music videos. This is an hour and 10. Just going to sit down with the album. I've kind of lost interest in music videos lately because it seems like, really, I enjoy the music videos that seem to add to the art. Maybe the videos, well, I didn't even look to see if there were videos. Anyway, no videos this weekend. Or today, I should say. Today is Saturday. I'm doing like a bit of a bonus recording to stick another one in the vault because I know there's going to be another Friday where I get disrupted and I can't record as I normally do. Anyway, enough yapping. Let's drop in. Track 1 is called Fantastic Damage from the opener, title track. It is 3.5 minutes. It's produced by LP. I'm assuming all of this is LP produced. It looks like it as we skim through. Oh, we got a little bit of features here. Shit. That's cool. That's cool. Anyway, let's jump in. Track 1. Oh, I forgot. Usually the camera's right there, but now it's right there. Oh, All right, here we go. Track 1, Fantastic Damage. Finally checking out LP's album. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Already, like, grimy.
Now the evening has come to a close, and I've had my last dance with you.
7 months.
So on to the empty streets we go. And it might be my last chance with you.
Tripping, man. I love this, like, grind synth sound. Oh. Interesting. You know, I'm not an expert on LP, but he does have a style. And I feel like it's already shining through a little bit. Yeah, this sounds great. This shit sounds great.
Check this out. Fabulous structure that's out of rubber puddles. Mechanisms come with people sounds that on the human soul. This movement finds a radio dust. Cranial mushroom.
It's a lot. Very different. This is a lot coming in fast. I'm just gonna pause. I know there's only a minute left, and I hate to pause in the middle of the verse, but like, it's kind of jarring. Very first listen, kind of jarring. I'm not used to it because like the beat's kind of doing this, and the vocals are kind of coming in, and then there's stuff. So this is a little jarring, but let's. Yeah, I only wanted to pause just to say that. Like, it's kind of jarring. There's a lot of shit. It feels like it's coming in from all angles right now.
You misinterpreted that punk crush shit. Some man punk crush this. Spectacular dawning in the hurricane of fashion with distraction and bliss. 12 took a sabbatical, but back in the semester. Rocking that class action.
This is fucking with my head. Tripping. I like the beat.
The name of this routine is lava, man. You just don't get it. Please try to carve it out there. Put a little bit of that face to it. Put a little start to fade. I might get lucid.
And he's like, huh. I don't know how I feel about that one. I like that it dumps right into track 2. That was fucking great. It like right into track 2. That was fucking cool. It's throwing me off that he's got lines on top of lines. But I'm trying to like process that from a like an intentional thing, like a mechanism. And so I will kind of throw in this as, according to this summary on the top here, it was made several months after 9/11, so the lyrics often relate to the desolate and apocalyptic atmosphere that emerged afterwards. So with that general idea, the lyrics, the way he's spitting and the way he like steps on top of himself lyrically, like with his vocals, it kind of feels like something falling down, like a big ass building. I honestly was thinking of listening to it made me feel like how I feel sometimes when I'm playing Tetris and it's really starting to go fast and shit's really starting to stack up and I can't keep up. It's like kind of like that. That's how it felt. Just this like one after another, and it was like I couldn't even hear what he was saying on the first bit before the second bit would come in and stomp right on top of it. And so it has that feeling. I do feel like too vocally, I don't know, maybe it was just for this track, maybe it's another mechanic, but like he was going really fast too. Some of the lines he was just like and it was too fast for me. But again, maybe that's the point. Sometimes these guys do these things and like from a listening experience, you might go, well, I don't like this. And well, that's fine. But sometimes the idea is for you to not like it in order to express a certain angle that they're trying to do. Let's go through a little bit of lyrics because I honestly wasn't really paying attention. I was just trying to keep up the whole time. Family structure cooks in rubble, puddles splash, mechanism burns with beeping sounds that own their human soul. This ruthless round of radio dust. Cranial mush may get flattened out. Radial spun on dusted, combatant just. After House of the Dead heads fled, it's just a city moaned. What the fuck is he talking about? Malignant kid and with the sentence of sinister conferred Magna Funk asbestos, the best at close quarter shit. Some will gravitate to the falcon and burn in wordlessness. I've no idea. Hanging with the herd is my joy. We buoy, order take employ. When the farmers feed the murder rate ploy, we still collected rebel factions in dirt and just follow. The citizens all love to be loved. We just follow. What in the fuck is he talking about? Figure they hate the kids, homies. So fuck them, save the adults. Kids are patriotic, robotic, operate catapults, and goose step over innocence. Vagrant of Reaganomics phasing. Read the books that will burn at the barn raising. What? Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let track 1 be what it is, and just say that I don't know what the fuck's going on. So let's move to track 2. I don't want to get wrapped up in how much I don't understand. Right? Sometimes these things, as you progress forward, it all starts to make more sense. So let's move to track 2, which is called Squeegee Man Shooting. LP's producing. Here we go. Let's jump into track 2. See how it continues. I loved how it transitioned from track 1 into this. Huh. Wow.
1985, got red top live, and it was 10 to the decibel, my lifelong pride. So I was part of the pack, part of that's fact. I stole part of a track, started a rap.
Again, another like odd structure to the beat. And actually, no, it's not the beat, it's him. It's his flow. Trippy like sound swimming around in the background here. This is still jarring to me. He's like structuring. You know, one thing it's interesting to me with him being the producer and then also rapping on top of the beat, I feel like it's almost like he's rapping as a producer, as in he's doing shit with his vocals through the lens of a producer. Like there's different sounds with the vocals, he's layering them. It's almost like he's creating a beat with his vocals. I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like LP, I almost wonder if he raps through the mindset of a producer instead of rap, which I don't really know how you would define those two. But I think with a producer is going to be much more concerned with the structure of a beat and how that beat, you know, integrates with itself and plays off of itself, the different layers that exist. Whereas a rapper kind of more exists in the lane of I'm going to dance on top of the entirety of the beat that's been created and kind of flow within that. It's like LP's blurring that line where, yeah, he's flowing within that, but also like his flow is integrating into and becoming another layer of the beat structure. This is a trip, man. I didn't expect this at all. Trippy. This like, what? We can laugh about that because that's fun. In the 80s, D-Step took fame, good run. I took a name too, it's all begun. I wrote raps in my room, sipping Capri Suns. In fact, studied the cool mode D and brick. Put my name into their rhymes and then practiced it. I like the overall beat structure. I'm still not used to LP, which is odd because I've heard him rap plenty of times before on Run the Jewels. Place no faith in the majority. I really like that, like that. Whoa, whoa. Haha. This is different. Very different. I guess it's gonna fade out. Let's look at some lyrics because I feel like he was talking about his life a bit here. Try to explain, okay, the Coke era fame, hardly a game, no marketing, just art in the train station exchange, the flickered lights start to change. Same in the brain when I watch the walls spark names. What does that mean? Oh, graffiti, okay. Parked in the car with Pa Duke at 4 deuce. There was double rumble study kung fu loop. He writes in an odd way too. So this is very different, very challenging. But we had at the car wash that costless cash a blast. I'd imagine that the water was rising fast, quarter in hand at the light for the Squeegee Man, adult life, Squeegee Man shot, cop's hand. So like, I feel like he's saying, like as a kid, he remembers giving the Squeegee Man a quarter, but then maybe as an adult, he must have seen a squeegee. So like a guy at a stoplight that jumps up and cleans your windshield. Seeing a cop shoot a Squeegee Man? I guess. I don't know. That's a lot of bad conversion. That certain homeless hustle lost to the dark of the blue curtain. And it was 4th grade. Oh, okay. So it wasn't. This was all happened when he was in the 4th grade. I got high top played. Sported the black and red Jordan bootleg craze, and when the big kids rode it on wince, I haven't let my mother buy me bootlegs since. So there's this weird, like, correlation between, well, not correlation, but pairing with, I suppose, this homeless man getting killed by the cops and him getting beat up for wearing bootleg Jordan shoes. Okay. 1985 got Red Top Live. It was 10 to the decibel, my lifelong pride. So I was part of the pack, pardon that. That's a fact. I still part of the track and started to rap. Map the growth. 1985 got Red Top. Oh, okay. So this is when he kind of started getting into music. Okay, that makes sense. Let's get into the verse here a little bit. Trace the faces with the same life, saw different bros, same place. Eddie Murphy got raw. So that's got to be his stand up. Okay. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Okay. After class got harassed, bully hurt us all. He tried to murk my Nintendo game in Fulton Mall. A fighter, that's what you made. Now I fight for fun. I fight for Acme Lab Rat Experiment Son. Okay. Pulsate like the theremin, rig big jump. What's theremin? I forget what this is. Theremin, electrical music instrument invented by Leon Theremin in the early 1900s. The thing, right, where you move your hands around. Okay. I remember that. Seen Halloween battles in Brooklyn, eggs and shaving cream. We're going to spray it on your whole damn team and then make the dash laughing about the whole damn thing. We won. We can laugh about it because that's fun. In the 80s, Decept took fame. Good run. I took a name too, and so it begun. I wrote my raps in rooms, sipping Capri Suns. He's talking about Cool Mo D and Rick. That's got to be Slick Rick, I'm assuming, the Rick. Put my name into the rhymes and practice it. Put my brain pattern on fly and I mastered it. I like this part. Dad plays jazz when he's drunk. It's no accident. Hands on the piano and make my foot tap to it. Different path, same love. Dad, thanks for passing it. So like, I guess his dad must have played music, but maybe he never did anything professionally and it only came out when he got drunk. But obviously there's like musical talent that runs in the family or something like that. This is a trippy album so far. Let's move on to track 3. Deep Space 9mm. Still haven't settled into LP, his style, his sound on this one yet. But maybe we'll get there. Here we go. Track 3. Deep Space 9mm. Neat beat. I like his production. He's had very cool production so far. This is the cool beat right here. I'm liking this one.
You're behind the walls of New Rome. You wanna buy the farm, but the land's not yours to own. Who owns police? Who holds full green, so sand the beach? Blood beach. Dance with the land, sauce clutching heat. Ugly. Monks hung Halo teach. Hugged by the map with a cable reach. 166 channels lit. The train that animal shit. Where the mind's eye redefined. Where's
I like this song.
car, kick tires. Who wanna hold hands with this sickle malnutrition and soak in new speed? Dissolve into the syncopated fragments of violence splashed on loose leaves. We can embrace on the business and in my face first joke burst the volcano suicide lead. Dance with the vinyl.
I like how the beat dropped in right there. That was cool.
Save the gesture. Can't save the children, we weren't worth the effort. But I do know converted, Mike Digital, 8-bus, Mackie, Avalon, compression, combined with 8-step perfected. Dirty words, paralyzed crumbs, and infection.
That flow right there was really interesting. Because it was almost like just spoken word, but not quite. Like it had just enough speed behind it to make it to where it wasn't quite just spoken word. But I do know converted mic digital 8-bus Mackie Avalon compression combined with 8-step perfected dirty words, paralyzed crumbs, and infectious. His style, like his delivery is totally different on this track, which puts me back on track 1 where it's like, okay, he's doing this on purpose to create this feeling of I can't keep up, that kind of a thing. Trip. I like this section a lot.
Thank God for the drugs and drums. Tell us to beat it up right here, hiding from guns. Right here, hiding from guns. Right here, hiding from guns. For the love of God, run.
For the love of God, run. Trippy album so far, man. This is different. Very different. It, again, too, his writing is very different. He like uses half of the words that would be a full sentence. You're behind the walls of New Rome, you want to buy the farm, you want to kill yourself, but the land's not yours to own. Who owns police? Who folds green, sold sand to beach, blood beach, dam with the land sharks clutching heat, ugly. Monks hung, halo teach. Like that line right there is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, where he uses like half the words of what would essentially be the sentence. Here's the annotation. Following the theme of corruption, it can be interpreted as the religious slayer of America hanging and subsequently killing the true meaning of religious education. Halo teach as teaching about the halos. To either focus on gaining money or shaping the population to a form that's easier to control. I don't know. Hung by the mast with a cable reach, 166 channels lit. The train that animal shit. Where the mind's eye redefines where's God. By car, kick tires. Back in 86, I lived for the 4-course artistry. Metal worms took turns showing off colors and shit. Metal worms. Rail cars. Oh, rail cars with graffiti on them. Okay, sure. Like I invaded a mating dance ritual. Criminal now. Why the things we find beautiful undermine power. Oh, I didn't catch that during the listen. Why the things we find beautiful undermine power. That's probably why it's beautiful, because it undermines power, honestly. That's probably a big part of it. And then this motherfucker is like, Al, why haven't we leapt yet? Oh, Quantum Leap. This is a reference to Quantum Leap. I forgot about that show. I used to watch that when I was a kid. I remember that one. Dithering sine wave twang for youth and brain management truth. Then vanish like poof. You can't touch the crush groove. The crush groove? Crush Groove is a fictional record label from the movie of the same name based on Def Jam, with whom LP would have legal problems with later on. Oh. Okay. I live on the lunch table, touched fables, ducked labels. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Catheter one, Hedum, live for the Pterodome stable, signed a rocket, so I would be fucked by Nazis unconscious. LP's first album was released by Raucous by his group at the time. He eventually left the label under hostile terms. Huh. Yeah, the way he writes is very different. And I feel like it's even different from Run the Jewels. Who want to hold hands with this sicko malnutritionist soaked in newspeak? Why is he soaked in newspeak? George Orwell, 1984. Yeah, political language has no emotional ambiguities and is built on misunderstanding and not explaining reality. Yeah. It's meant to be a parody of politicians speak, where you can talk and not say anything. Excellent adaptation. Dissolve into the syncopated fragments of vinyl splashed on loose leaf. We can embrace on the business end of my face first, Joe versus the volcano, suicide leap. Dance with the vinyl monster, devil in a blue sky flying with clean conscience. Like, what in the fuck? That's what's throwing me off, I think, the most. Now, I'm finally starting to get used to some of these elements on the album, but the way he writes here is so different. Devil in a blue sky flying with clean conscience. Save the gesture. You can't save the children. We weren't worth the effort. I'm a caveman. Your modern ways frighten and confuse me. I watch your spirit box with the blinking lights and think, are those little people trapped in that box? No, caveman. What was this about? Reference to the SNL skit from the 90s where Phil Hartman played an unfrozen caveman lawyer who hid behind his naive idiocy to get clients' absurd clash ads in suits. Okay. I hadn't seen that. This is a trip. Let's keep going. I like track 3. That one's got a heart. This is track 4, Tuned Mass Damper. Produced by LP. Drop it in track 4. Let's see where this goes. Ah, that was cool. I really liked that. I did not expect that.
Soaking wet after an 8-ball cataract broke a jazz bass fret. The same touch to the chest of a young musician. He wrote his own eulogy with cocaine hands, heroin arms, Novocaine memories. Losses dropped in the road for pink memories. Off of the dome, shame off of the phone, off of the couch, off track. Out at OTB with a stub and a hard murmur, a flask and a fanny pack, a bastard on any track.
Bastard on any track.
Die-cast was metal and blasted his left arm. You should have viewed how it affected John.
I like this one. I like this like yelling sample that comes.
Right under the black light. Now that's a random journal entry from scissor hands nostalgia. Powers down transfers to some elective methodology of bare knuckle compassion.
The production is fucking cool. I really like the beat on this one. I have no fucking clue what he's talking about. Listen to this shit. To some elected methodology of bare knuckle compassion, a train wreck waiting to happen, spelled out with refrigerator magnets, grown ass man ducking his own death threats and stay fresh. Microscopic Sally Struthers with a lobster bib munching on white platelets. Epiphanies leap out in surprise off a batch of dead friends. The hardest way to get zen. The last part, I'm assuming, is like you learn your lessons when you finally start to figure this shit out when you start seeing your friends die from all, violence or whatever. But like microscopic Sally Struthers with a lobster bit. What the fuck? I don't know. To some elected methodology of bare knuckle compassion, like fistfights, a train wreck waiting to happen. No idea, dude. No idea. Daddy needs a new Megatron because the die cast was metal and blasted left arm. Is this like a reference to the Transformers? Sure. The Megatron toy was released in '84 with die-cast metal parts, and it transformed into a P-38 pistol. So in saying Megatron in his rap, he means Megatron in his gun form, as in he needs to buy a new gun. Daddy needs a new Megatron. Okay, sure. You might be thinking, hey, wait a minute, Michael Bell, Megatron transformed into something kind of thing. You're right. By the original series, he was a gun. Because the die-cast was metal and blasted his left arm. You should have viewed how it affected John. Because he erected bubble trues that burst loose from a glass bear hug. So bubble trues that burst loose. I would think like if you're crying so hard, you're sobbing, you're like your words are like bubbling from a glass bear hug. So like you're holding somebody so hype, but you're broken like glass maybe. Fuck if I know. What the fuck? And I don't want to like laugh because it sounds like something awful has happened. But the way he writes is hard to pick it up. At least for me. He is using references that I'm not even considering, I'm not even thinking about. So that makes it harder too. Alarmists and opinions get taxed. Motherfucker, did that sound abstract? I hope it sounded more confusing than that because my clarity was found under the arm of an economy-sized mousetrap. I dedicate this to Matt Dew. My name is LP. I'm producing rap too. I don't fuck if I know. Oh, he like winds it down completely. That's just got to be about somebody who died. It's got to be.
Looking for a hero in stores, looking for hard to go hard. I swear the last monkey sweat soaks my pores.
He's going crazy
one
here.
step on my junkie liver, breaking it doors. I'm playing club with thermonucleus games. Let's rearrange the hope is lame. Who the fuck is down to steal me some pain? Two mass damper, baby, yeah, that's the shit.
Fuck. I like how he tore off on the back end there. That was incredible. I wonder if this is going to transition into 5. Feels like a very intentional shift to production. Who the fuck is down to steal me some paint? We could get ancient with this shit. On some cavernous wall description, I'm lit. Trying to draw this figure 8 with a twig as if the symmetry alone is a prescription to live. The rusty touch the rubble convert working plummeting MIG or MIG because it's a dogfight for the privilege of hope as a fix. And I'm going to rally around the family till the quota conflicts. So rally around the family feels like a nod to Rage Against the Machine. And Bulls on Parade. Yeah. Till the quota. So a quota, it would be a count. So it's like revenge. My generation is beautiful, coma, REM, hold the bliss. Rapid eye movement, of course. Answer just alluded to. And the answer that just alluded to, my friend, don't exist. Unless we torture our own entrapments and exact our own scripts. Tuned mass damper, baby. Yeah, that's the shit. What is the steal me some paint? What's this about? LP has given up trying to be rational and trying to explain his thoughts through words. Now he just wants someone to illegally acquire some paint for him so he can presumably go ahead and do some graffiti that might help the audience understand. Okay, is it okay? So he's not after revenge. We could get ancient with this shit on some cavernous walls description. I'm lit. Do the graffiti with his buddies. Huh. Yeah, there's so much of this that's just going right over my head. Right over my head. Trying to draw this figure 8 with a twig as if the symmetry alone is a prescription to live. The rusty touch, the rubble convert working plummeting MiG. Plummeting MiG ties in the next line, which is a fighter jet. It's been used in dogfight. Yep. The former part of the line shows how the rust has touched the rubble of the MiG that has been shot down, converting a once working fighter jet into a pile of rubble. Okay. Okay. I did not expect to be this confused with the lyrics, honestly. This is surprising. It's almost like this stream of conscious type, but it's not. Like it's written, it's well written. It's written in a specific way. But there's a lot of hidden meaning in there, or double meaning. I shouldn't necessarily say hidden meaning. Just because I don't understand it doesn't mean it's hidden, right? It just means I don't understand. But some of these phrases that he says, it feels like he's intentionally like withholding some of the words. I don't know. It's just very different. Very different. Let's keep going. This is called Dead Disney. This is track 5, produced by LP. Here we go. Dropping to track 5. Let's see how this goes. I'm wildly confused right now. Like, I'm trying to pick up on themes, and so far I have not really been able to pick up on anything. I'm just mostly confused. The way he writes, the way he like uses 60% of the words of a sentence to explain it, to get it out there. It's throwing me off quite a bit. Anyway, here we go. Here's track 5, Dead Disney. Cool beat.
Retarded on a boombox frame. When all the funny little games are dead. Russ said he didn't like the name. Try to tell me that my people's on death. Rebels spill the pattern as dust off rock with a mad had a thought. Trying to act live, Mr. Cole's wild ride, get ingested without prejudice. Daddy's revenge on Oedipus, standing on the precipice, holding heads with your pedal electric, manipulator of sick Joe.
His flow again is just going on.
First row of the show, trying to front you get choked.
The city burns down. Disney.
Right now, you got a Cheshire cat grin. Eerie malevolence and calmness combined with backspin. I'm just a kid trying to do good for my friends' life end. While the queen of radio play painting the carnations red. Fantasia 2000 was the #1 flick. The housing development built to collapse quick. Arousing irrelevant faith to berate this. Dousing the machine, gasoline, and flame fist.
I'm laughing at myself because I can only imagine how confused I looked right now, right? Like, it's tough because I'm enjoying what I'm hearing. Like, from a music experience, this is cool. I'm cool with it. But I am so fucking confused. First wrote a show, try to front you, get choked. Slayed Bambi, sprayed his whole family. Try to act cute, got his hoofs in my pantry. Frolic through the woods, destitute and mad Aggie, brainwashed badly. The propaganda had me. When the design of modern culture, it modeled after new Sodom, bottled and packaged with emotions for kiddies to get robotic. I come with damage that's fantastically uncomfortable. Vomiting, rotted language addict, thorns for Burma. I have no fucking clue what that means. I have no clue what that means, man. And I bet there's people who have listened to this a lot or maybe researched it or whatever and like they get it. But like on first listen, I have no fucking idea what any of this is about. And that's holding me back. That's really keeping me from enjoying this, I think, as much as I would like to, because I feel badly as the listener because I feel like I'm not able to match what he's putting in as the creator. Like, I feel like he's saying things specifically in a certain way to express these ideas and kick them out quickly and kick them out in a way that's a little complex, not plain, not straightforward. But in doing so, I feel like I'm that guy in the audience that's like, is this the song? Everybody else gets it. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. So because of that, like, I feel like I can't fully engage. I just don't understand what the fuck he's going on about. And he's really going on about it too. That's the other part that makes it hard, is it's not like he's just rambling off some random bullshit that doesn't really mean that much to him. Like, the intensity of his vocals, the way he's spitting it out, the way it's structured, all this shit, he cares about what he's saying here. And so again, I feel like I'm just coming up short as the listener going, that's cool, LP. That's cool. I agree, bro. but I just don't know what he's saying.
Motherfucker, you don't want to match wits. Spit on the court, but like the unhand.
Spit on a
Hand me the
court, bro.
contract, back away slowly. Spit shit distorted, if whack or disbanded. Either feel the hellfire, pay where you on top of the world, ma. And all these lights are so bright, yeah, I cut center of the industry, snorting Snow White.
And the beat is kind of like his vocals compared to the beat, kind of like clashing.
Doubles a couple toes with that flash shit contraband. Veteran straight from the name, death cookie. No fully compensated, no saturation of rook. No self-pity and no saving the children.
This is
no
a
romance,
trip.
dance in a group hug. No tolerance for internet was a soft beat. On the island where Piggy got stuck.
What a trippy fucking song. Jarring, again, for me. Good beat. Something I liked about the end of this track on the hook, when the city burns down, I'm gonna go to Disney World. That portion, his energy, his vocals is down. Like, it's not a celebration, and obviously that shouldn't be a celebration, right? When your city burns down, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Disney World. But in contrast to what he's doing in the verse, he's pushing all kinds of energy. So then when you get to the hook, well, it says hook, I was thinking chorus, but you notice, like, yeah, his energy comes down. When the city burns down, I'm gonna go to Disney World, because it's like a mockery of the people who win the championship and they're gonna go to Disneyland or whatever the fuck ever. Front now, you got a Cheshire Cat grin. That's a character from Alice in Wonderland. Eerie elements of commerce combined with backspins. No idea. I'm just a kid trying to do good for my friends whose lives end. While the Queen of Radio Play Painting the Carnations Red, Fantasia 2000 was a #1 flick, the housing development built to collapse quick. Arousing the relevant faith to berate this. Dousing the machine, gasoline and flame fists. I'm full-blown apocalyptic perp needle dirt. Born to make a thumper that warns the scorched earth. Anarchist chef, make napalm from nerve. Put the propane to the fertilizer, watch it convert. Like, he's talking about when this movie was out and who was playing on the radio. Like, I feel like he's framing the time frame there. But, like, I'm full-blown apocalyptic perp needle dirt. I have no fucking clue what that means. What does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Born to make a thumper that warns the scorched earth. I guess maybe the thumper would be, the only thing I think of is Dune, that summons the sandworm, right? Oh no, Thumper is Bambi's best friend, okay. Because Bambi got sprayed earlier, right? That was the first verse? I think. Fuck, fine. Yeah, Slade Bambi sprayed with his whole family, sure, okay. The dead disc rotary blade persuade many. But look a little closer, the jails are not empty. The rabbit hole made for the meek and re-entry. You're on the wrong side of looking glass now, Pa. Face it. My brainiac drums make computers lose patience. I have no fucking idea. Huh. This is tough. Very tough. Very tough listen. And again, I'm torn because I like what I'm hearing. I like what LP's doing. He's clearly crafting something that's important to him. He's expressing it well, and I am too dumb to understand it. All right, let's move on. Track 6 is called DeLorean. It's featuring Aesop Rock and Ill Bill. Aesop Rock is what I got to do. The Impossible Kid, I think, right? Produced by LP. Dropping into track 6, DeLorean.
Come on, wake up. We have company.
Maybe I'll stop worrying about lyrics as much and just try and get into more of like the vibe of the album, I guess.
Rattle crew, Cataloo's fabulous four-finger ringer backflip discount mechanism sex distortion. Terrible from old favorite phasing, famous danger lacing agent baby.
But the power is there.
Down to record these sound system to capture the bitches and total two victims. Y'all bitches run on some indestructible day trip with the lifespan of a box plane, public enemy in South. They was a story universally easier. Time ticks and a hand keeps beating them. A billion trying to bark revolution.
I like how Aesop sounds here.
You lucked out.
good crisp voice.
Born as air, the thorn inside a spirit. Let us scout me a TV. For every American sleeping teen parked in TV-friendly apartments, carved in this creepy nation of PT bars.
Where you at?
I'm right the fuck here right now.
Where you at?
I'm getting the fuck down tonight.
Right the fuck here, right
Fuck
now.
out something precious.
Oh, wow.
Yo, DJ Ability, break this shit down.
Wow. Looks pretty badass right here. Especially if he's literally doing it with the fucking record. It sounds like it. Wow, 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 wow.
You don't overstand underneath.
See, this is
Get punched dead in your teeth.
This is kind of interesting here, this interlude with Ill Bill, and maybe I might be like being a little too nitpicky here, but because it's just an interlude portion, right? But to me, you can hear the difference in energy vocals in the vocal wise. Like when LP's going, he's fucking going. In Aesop, he wasn't like going, but he had a good just like punch in his voice. Ill Bill here, he's just kind of like, compared to how LP has sounded so far and compared to Aesop just now, his energy seems just more like casual. Just like, yeah, whatever, kind of a thing. And to me, it stands out like a sore thumb, honestly.
Any young doll complaint should be sent directly to suck me, you piece of shit.
I splash, comment, and fragment. Rattle,
See, LP comes in with a fucking heat. But I have no idea what the fuck he's saying. Again, still. But I like this beat. This one gets a high. I like Delorean. I like this beat.
Spin out of control, the Dr. Basics. Bladed torpedo wings offer awkward face.
These faggots hit like teddy bears, thrown against wedding doors by a misunderstood teenage girl in a moment of self-importance. Megaplex is stress correct all the time. Apocalypse, fight, bleed, glory, small world, big noise. Venture in the closet anyway. See if you can walk to Narnia, Skippy.
See if you can walk to Narnia.
Ghostface tape pop, Thule clutch, Tony Robbins, Macho Mouth, escape pop, Mega Magnetic, MRI finger scanning women for breast lumps. Come on, Chunk, you're not a fucking goonie. Most of these advanced rappers.
What is he talking about?
Sitting on my cornflake, trying to float out to the chorus.
I gotta let it go, I guess. I gotta just let it go.
Criticism is the smartest for the artfully dejected. Hardly holds the fluid, partly 212 crew. 718 create, burner movement. Operative fallible, funkadelic, truancy.
But the fucking energy cannot be denied, man. He is cracking off.
Running hug each other. For pilferers of sanctimony, clothing, put on smothers. We need to go back in time to when motherfuckers can rock.
88 miles per hour, bring it back to the block. You get feel the fuck out, but better lightning hit the clock.
Peace.
Yeah, that was a really stupid chorus.
So a lot of this stuff at the end there, DeLorean, this is all a lot of references to Back to the Future, right? Before I hopped in the DeLorean, I shit in Mr. Fusion. Mr. Fusion was the engine for the car that allowed the time travel. 88 miles an hour is how fast you had to go back in time. The lightning hitting the clock was the end of the movie. Lots of references there. So I get that. But like, where was it? I'm the walrus sitting on my cornflake trying to float out to the chorus. Most of these advanced rappers grew up in the forest. And then like, come on, Chunk, you're not a fucking Goonie. That's a reference to the movie The Goonies. Chunk is one of the characters. But like the line before, mega magnetic MRI fingers scanning women for breast lumps. What the fuck are you? I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. I don't know. I just don't get it. But basically I'm kind of accepting the fact that I don't understand his writing style. And so there's just this gap between what he's saying and my ability to understand it. So I'm going to try and let it go rather than saying it on every single track. Played with collectible bitch MC copper mounted miniatures. Trying to handle contraband of applause meter tent bad scrimmages. It's like the insane scribbles in a notebook. Like somebody on the bus just fucking I don't have time to write out. I have so much in my head. I got to write it. I can't write all of it. I got to write like half of it and then just fucking fuck it. That's what I mean. That's what I feel. It's like that. Like, and there's so much energy behind it. It's honestly fantastic. The energy, the delivery, the vocals, I'm really getting used to his style now, his delivery, his flow. I just don't know what the fuck he's saying. These people hit like teddy bears thrown against wooden doors by a misunderstood teenage girl in a moment of self-importance. It's like a card from Cards Against Humanity. Oh, shit. Like, that's a great description of saying that this person doesn't hit very hard. That's a great way of describing that. The mere thought of sounding like those who you revere fills me with sadness. That's a great line right there. Like, the people who you are fans of are awful. Oh my God. This is wild. Among the wildly uninhabitable traffic of bad bliss where the tainted droids of dummy noise cancer get unhinged. No idea. What? Let's move on. Let's go to track 7, which is called Truancy. It's produced by LP. What a ride so far. This is unlike anything I've ever heard so far. Great production, though. I think this will be an album where I just put it on to pay no attention to and just rock out to it. Oh, weird.
I became toxic, a lot and badly shaded cement fuselages of juvenile non-approval confusion and Lucy smoke and school that abandonment. With great expected movement, tossed itself to the brain, honest and shapely faded in my
I love this like really crunchy guitar riff. Took it away from me. Just when I was going to mimic it.
B-boy enacted as truly city all Palmer. My thoughts follow the color chart in the A-train country. Hovering under the A-frame structures bloody. And if I close my eyes, I can trace the line lovely. They say you'll start your life between paw slices. A mighty kick that lick the salt off your neck. And it's more than apparent.
That riff reminds me of a Green Day track. Dun-it, 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 dun-it. I don't remember the name. Good song, though. Oh, shit. What'd I do? There we go.
Portable pound with a built-in mic like sinister syllable, smart tongue more than your teachers do. Two schools beautiful on some dumb shit, young ministers get the message. Bad medicine, restless, sad jettison rejection. Had to end at the lesson. Monkey number 1 million with a typewriter flipping tempest depths.
Monkey number 1 million with a typewriter.
Trying to chase where forest feather went. Dogs exit us and still leaving up a line to join the exodus. Fresh as fuck, best of luck, better leave banality, rally quest. Stuck right on my flip. Room, excited by bitch and a hell of a was not beating behind the crowd. The militant act on my passion. Operate on the fringes of establishment. Binge on erratic shit. Fabric knit. Got you river dancing and leader hosting for wood chips. Step into the depth jump salters auditions like sausage. Jam Master J with a shot.
He's just fucking going on a tear, too. We're only halfway through the track. So there's a couple lines in here that I do understand. Monkey number 1 million with a typewriter, flipping tempest text evidence. So I'll say this before I read the annotation, but basically there's some saying where if a million monkeys and a million typewriters could never essentially accidentally write like Shakespeare or something like that. So he's basically saying, no, I am that 1 millionth monkey that actually puts it all together. Let's click the annotation. The infinite monkey theorem states that a million monkeys typing for an infinite amount of time will almost certainly produce the complete works of William Shakespeare by accident. Okay, so I was off of my remembering of what it was. LP references this theorem to illustrate how he feels like the 0.00001% who is actually doing something rather than randomly mashing keys. Okay. Tempest Debts is reference to The Tempest, which is considered one of the last plays, if not the last play written by Shakespeare. And then there's another line. Darts exit us and still leave enough alive to join the Exodus. Fresh as fuck, best of luck. Better lead banality, rally quest. Banality. That's a great word. Enter the hellified fast boys. Or no, I'm sorry. Stuck Rider might flip vroom, excite bike bitch. So like Excite Bike was an old school Nintendo game where you could like flip your bike over backwards. So I kind of got that reference. That's about it, honestly. There was something else too, wasn't there? But Jesus, dude, this guy, he writes like nothing else. Went with Truancy and the Bad Apple, and it slowly formed my spirit. So when I couldn't fit the scholastic structure of my peers, I didn't fear it. Essentially saying the bad people I was hanging out with turned me essentially into a bad person, which essentially meant I no longer was concerned with trying to, fit into the structure of what school says I'm supposed to do, because I didn't give a shit about it anymore. This is wild. Wild. You start your life between paws, tape slices, and muddy kicks that lick the salt off your neck. No fucking idea. Let's keep going. The latter son of a century.
Trying to decide where they fit. Destroy the walls when you spit.
Destroy the wall.
Translated, leaving name dripping from brains. For cats and coming fame with my name on their lips.
You're sucking poison milk from fake kids. The production on this album has just been fucking solid as fuck. Just rock. I mean, it's just great. I like Truancy. Something that's great about the production, this is a great example of this section right here, is so far through this whole album, I've always felt like it's going to go somewhere I'm not expecting it to go. Like I've never thought, oh, it'll do this, and then it doesn't. It always goes somewhere different, which is great. It's a very unique production style. And it's refreshing, It's refreshing to try and anticipate and be wrong every time and always be surprised. Almost like chills out. Is it just gonna fade, or is it gonna like jump scare me before the next track? I guess it's just gonna fade. Okay. Destroy the walls when you spit. For writers with Krylon image brain print, I don't know what the fuck that means. Leave your name dripping from bricks. For the cats who covet fame with my name on their lips, rethink it. You're sucking poison milk from fake tits. Step into the Def Jux office auditions like sausage. Okay. Gem Master J would have shot you. I stopped him. Sorcerer, nitroglycerin in truck driving through rainforest unstable. So nitroglycerin is explosive, right? Sorcerer was a film in 97 or 77 about driving a truck full of nitroglycerin through the jungle. Okay, well, it's good, because I didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about. Ruckus was like, we're going to take this label to another level. Fuck that. I'm going to take this level to another label. Anti-pop composer, sonically robbing the nation. When I strap on a blue cardigan, we can go be neighbors. Doo-doo lasers? What? Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? Yeah, sure. I don't understand the doo-doo lasers, but okay. Well, I'm finally, I know I've been saying it over and over again, but I'm finally like getting used to having no idea what he's saying. Like, as we've gone through this album and I've had my experience with just mass levels of confusion, I'm starting to get used to being confused, and like my brain is finally starting to let go and just be like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's almost in the sense of this album could just be in a different language. Almost. Because really I've gotten down to the point where I'm just listening to the energy, the style, the flow. And so far, all of that has been on point. All of that's been on point. Let's move on to track 8. It's called The Nang, The Front, The Bush, and The Shit. Produced by OP. Okay, here we go. Track 8.
Pass me the tiger piss.
Pass me the
Tunnel ran to the
target.
hidden habitats of Kalar's dark inferno. No turning path back. The half man have orders to burn the village and get out with both hands intact. I'm not a mechanism born from the stain. I had to be trained. Now I cat call with dead walkers. I'll send a postcard from the Nang if I can get onto the roof in time to hang from the leg of this last chopper. Son of an elite, burn up and turban, growing the road.
Nice drop in with that beat. That was really fucking cool how he did that. I'm gonna back this up. This is something I don't do too often. I want to back that up. That fucking transition into the beat structure was fantastic. Fuck. Didn't go back far enough. Let's try here.
Now I cat call with dead walkers. I'll send a postcard from the Nang if I can get onto the roof in time to hang from the leg of this last chopper.
That is fucking bad, dude. That is badass. Love that. Roll into the beat. That was fucking brilliant. And now we're just like in this structure. This is bad. This is badass. This gets hard already.
Sure, others have passes is the gate to definition, but that's not the singular attraction to the setup. Not the rock, B-boy, rock, man.
Wow.
Rock, B-boy, rock, man.
This feels like a precursor to the track Crown that they have. Can't pick up no crown when you're holding what's holding you down. Because LP's verse is talking about the same kind of shit. I don't remember exactly how the lyrics go, but you'll be like a weapon for your country. God damn, it's been too long since I've heard that song. It's really well done. LP's verse on that is really, really well done. This feels like a deeper dive into that same concept. I assume he must have been in the military. He must have been. His deformed banter surprised me at the recruiter's offers. Learning how to get ahead in advertising, he said, sure, others have passed. This is the gate to definition. But that's not the singular attraction to the setup, not the action or the sacrifice of past Jaffies. Actually more of a layaway ducats plan, ducats being money, for the young get up and go out motivators. See the new soldiers smolder different from that antiquated taste of stately hatred. Fucking very well written. It's kind of upsetting. Like LP can write. And I don't think I said that in the past. I don't think I was talking shit like, oh, he doesn't know how to write. No. I just felt like he was intentionally writing in the way that he was. But like here, that was a great section. I love that. Well, I came from melting options on the D train to the lobby. See, academics played second in my life to I don't even know how to pronounce this word, to brain hobbies. And I admire the dedication to your ranks plus wanting the training. Loss is not a big problem. Let's talk about what I'd be gaining. Well, you'll get power, respect, an audience, a check, a car, money for school, honey with uniform fetish on your tool. So girls that are attracted to men in uniform. You'll travel, form bonds, be a part of something, have a structure, catch bullets. I mean, cash bonus. See this gold plaque? You could own it after killing 500,000. It's such a good feeling to earn your country's respect and love. Fucking well done. Let's keep going.
My friend, to the front. The bush. The shape.
Yo, L, man. Yes, sir. Talking to them hoes, man. We gotta get on stage, yes, sir. Man.
Stop talking to them hoes.
I'm saying, man. Niggas is tired of this country, man.
It's been a long time coming. I really want to go home.
Me too.
And I've had to do this shit. Coming out bloody. Emerson, Lake Palmer, a.k.a. Dirty Laura, spray harder. What a marvelous water maker. 50 gig toe, ho, dusty digital makeup. Got a box, dead thug hugs, blood metal like molten.
This is a badass beat. I like how LP is settled in on top of it too.
Black jacket, jack of all trade, embargoes, faded like 88 came fashion. Back like Packers, Mongoloid melody trap backwards, broken into fragments. Turpentine flows that broke down biblical tablets. Broken down handicap, casting attraction. Roses act animate, walk around the backyard, runs in a brain cabinet. Tag with erratic, irregular predator with bad brain magic. Magic is a sick freedom wood with boys special. Back the tapestry with bruises.
Love the break out of the production there and then slamming back in.
That's half a toe. Adamant, A-wall to the last atom. Active axe handler, handle her merchandise flirt. With a nerve word device devised. More pertinent ties. Time to work commando pitch wise. Show me those New York eyes. Isolation eats at the face of phrase bite. Bite bleak void. Small world, big noise. Swallow my void, wallow my toys. Hollow
What
metal
the
sun
fuck?
penetrated. Just demonstrated. Fucking fake face, I hate it.
What the fuck, man? That song is wild. God, and the production still keeps going. Love the production. This might be my favorite track, honestly. That was a fucking roar of a track. Oh wow, great! And he lets that background sound carry into the production of the next one. All right, let's look at verse 2 here. So Emerson, Lake Palmer is a band, a classic rock band. The music group that is often referred to as ELP. Okay, LP is actually referring to himself as someone who spray lava, or either vocally or with a flamethrower. Okay. Oh, so he's saying Emerson, Lake Palmer to say ELP or LP. Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering if he was like referencing a song from that group, but no. Verse 2 is like fever dream psychosis. So I want to go through it. Because when people tear off like that, it's really fascinating. What a marvelous martyr maker. 50 gig tone hold old dusty digital makeup. Melt with me slower this round. Technical retardation sound. Round 1 sound the hardest, heartless. For the record, the reason why I said retardation in that sentence is because I know people are upset about the R word, but also to retard napalm, to retard a fire, like fire retardant. He wasn't in Vietnam. He's too young to be in Vietnam, but I'm thinking of that kind of a setting. And so I'm thinking about retardant, like anti-fire retardant. So that's why I said that this time around. There's been other times he said the R word in the negative context, which is why I have not said it there. But I'm thinking like, I don't know why I'm thinking Vietnam, because he wasn't in Vietnam, and I've already said that. But my brain is just there. He's painted that picture. I don't know why my brain just goes there. Anyway, let's keep going. Round 1, sound the hardest, heartless harvest. Farthest Fahrenheit allotted. Hot shit hopped up and shifty shift shit sickly. Like this is like insane ramblings, but it all means something. So I'm going to see if anything jumps out at me that makes sense. Maybe I'm not insane enough. Monster, ancient makeshift ministry mic on. Nervous slur, bomb, teleprompter, sights on. Laserhead looks like a linguist. Fighter lights flurry down roads like a ration. Allied force stranded. Stranded like a lord of the bugs and disbanded. So that line, I remember that coming through, and I thought of Lord of the Bugs as in Lord of the Flies, which is a book about a bunch of kids stranded on an island, and they kind of make their own makeshift government, but it's all based on violence and stuff. So like a bunch of kids, Allied force stranded like a bunch of Lord of the Bugs. So like if you're in the military, think about you're in a squad, you're out somewhere, and you're stranded, but you're just a bunch of fucking kids. You've got no leadership, you've got no direction, that kind of a thing. Better bring the Band-Aids, hustle shit, fantasy gun talk. Erotic logic walks out of boxes. Dead thug, hug, slug, metal like molten. De-evolved thug, crawl back in the ocean. The only thing I can think of there, like crawl back in the ocean, is like just you're so unintelligent, you're so stupid, you're devolving, and pretty soon you're going to end up walking back into the ocean because you're devolving in such a rapid state. Maybe. Erotic logic walks out of boxes. I don't know what the fuck that means. Hoppy Horatio choke on broke potion, broke and most potent to float. Flank the facts. Face the fox with flak jackets, jack of all trade. Flak jackets is like your anti-frag kind of a thing. So like put on your armor and just face it head on type of thing, I suppose. Embargoes faded like 88 Kane fashion. I'm back like Packers. Mongoloid melody tracked backwards, broken into fragments. With turpentine flows that broke down biblical tablets. So like broken down biblical tablets would be the 10 Commandments. Because what was it, Moses? It's been a while since I cracked open the Bible there. I think it was Moses that brought down the 10 Commandments, and then he was upset that they were worshiping the golden calf, so he threw them on the ground and broke the tablets. Broken down handicapped cats leave in traction. Broken down handicapped cats, so leave in traction. So like another say of if you're in traction, that means you're injured, you're hurt. I'm laid up, I'm in traction for a while. I'm going to be in traction for a while. So like broken down handicapped cats, like they're all fucked up, they're in traction, so they leave because they're injured, I suppose. The breath of sick death leaves the chest convexed with no F. The breath of sick death leaves a chest convex. So concave and convex are two different shapes. I think concave is like sunk in. Convex would be sunk. I'm thinking of lenses, and I can't remember which is which right now. So if you're convexed, the breath of sick death, that would mean like this person is dead and they've been dead for a while, so they're swollen up. I think that's what that means. I don't know what the with no F is about. 6 steps to infected waste container misery. Fat thighs chafe in the summer from humidity. So you're marching and you're marching and you're walking and you're going, but it's hot and your legs keep rubbing and all this shit. Humid unhuman. Brains that bloom tulips. Caught between animal thoughts and what was taught by Confucius. So this is just like this madness, this struggle to survive out in this fucking war place where there's dead bodies and shit. B-boy lucid, ugly motherfucker for faces of art addicts, just for my people, persecute plagiarists, dangerous at a close range. Persecute plagiarists, dangerous at a close range. Dose brains close to the range to rope frames for the celebrity roast. Most celebrity aspirations get tossed in the moat. With the mackerel, actual Trek catapult, corpses act animate. Walk around the backyard, munching on brain cabinets. I guess a brain cabinet would be a skull. Sad but erratic. I don't know. A regular predator with bad brain brand. This is insanity. This is absolute insanity. It's still going. Born to leak from Alpine box in hot cruiser. So an Alpine box would be a cheap coffin that's poorly put together. So if you're leaking from it because you're inside a hot cruiser and the AC is not on and your body's heating up and breaking down quickly, with chainmail coats and bulletproof chokers, the most you can hope is to only get half choked. That's half a joke. I'm adamant, AWOL to the last atom. So AWOL is absent without leave. That means you leave. You're not allowed. I mean, when you're military, you're not allowed to leave. So you leave. But that means you're absent without leave. Means you don't have permission. So you've gone AWOL. You've just ran, essentially. You've fled. Active axe handler. Handle hurt merchandise. Flirt with inert word device. Devise. Form pertinent ties. Tied to word commando kids rise. Show me those New York eyes. Isolation eats at the face of phrase biters. Bike bleat voids. Small world big noise. Swallowed by voids. Wallow with toys. Hollow metal slugs penetrated. Just demonstrated. Fuck your fake face. I hate it. I have no idea. No idea. I feel like that verse right there is essentially how his writing style has been on this album. Like, to the max. There's obviously something he's thinking about. There's obviously something he's referencing that has affected him, that he cares about, he has strong feelings about, that he saw. But in a weird way, it's like he's expressing it in a way that will get it off his chest a little bit, but not in a way that will draw people into it. It's like, I got to talk about this horrible thing, but I don't want to tell other people about this horrible thing because now they know about this horrible thing and now they feel the effect of knowing that horrible thing. So instead, I'll express this horrible thing in a way that lets me shout it out, but doesn't infect everybody around me with its own horribleness. This shit is wild. Wild. That was a hell of a song. That might be my favorite track. The production goes off. LP goes off. It's like a fucking fever dream lyrically. Yeah, the nang in the front, the bush in the shit. Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to track 9. Accidents Don't Happen. It's featuring Cage and Camus Teo, I suppose is how you say that. Track 9, Accidents Don't Happen.
Not as one man with a certain power over another, making him suffer. Exactly.
Nice beat. Nice beat. There's like this boop in there. That's just bad. Nice. I like that he's just kind of playing for a bit.
Now they check your bags with a staff class with Uzis. Who deserves a rap without warning? This ain't got but a mortar with a sports scorch. New York forfeit. Run among the poppy fields, order some more clips.
I was just getting ready to say, I'm kind of sick and tired of this burn in the background. I was just getting ready to say that. And he fucking shifted the note. Thank God. Thank you, LP. Thank you. I'm going to back it up a little bit. You can hear the shift. This just getting sick of it.
Now they check your bags with a staff class with Uzis. Who deserves a rap without warning? This ain't got but a mortar with a sports scorch. New York forfeit. Godly corporate squad plot these tortures. Holiness is harder, it's costing God fortune. Guess he took a second job on a force to afford it. I
love
don't
that.
want to self-fulfilled prophet.
It's like,
Too much for my stubbornness. I hate the people running shit. Sleeping ground, oh below. Wishing you peaceful. For horror on the surface emerges less frequently. Toppling down a flight of
cookie cutter laws contain flaws and
my
philosophy.
sister won't sleep right tonight. Suppose the pretty horses and Ford could love more. But I'm exhausted by the scope of this dark god and opiates. Breakfast for the dystopian, ruthless whole movement. Seasonal infest of the butcheries looking good. And our writer's block is a prison camp with free press repress. We can hypnotize the herd. Live with fly visions that attack like Alfred Hitchcock. Raise a rabbit carrier pigeon. True, the only form of calm not tap.
Rabbit carrier pigeon.
Even future reveling with his whistling song. Oh, you're listening. Get down with his bitch, whistle along.
Obedience is not enough. Power is inflicting pain and humiliation, otherwise you cannot be sure. Power is tearing human minds apart and putting them together.
What a trip, dude. What a fucking trip. The only reference I just said was, I'm alive with fly visions that attack like Alfred Hitchcock raising rabbit carrier pigeons, which is a reference to the movie The Birds. That's about the only thing from this whole bit that I could be like, oh, yeah, I get it. Oh, my God, dude. This guy, it would be really, honestly, fascinating to have LP, like I would read the book about this album where he basically takes each track and rewrites the lyrics in explanation form, where it's not even like annotations, but like just rewrites it so that instead of, it's a 200 word lyrics or however many words this is, it's like 5,000. Here's what I'm talking about in this track. This is what I'm actually saying. And, just going full length writing form. I would read that book just to try and figure out what in the flying fuck is going on. Because so much of this just feels like some sort of like fever dream. Just insanity. Trust is a commodity crushed by Pol Pottery. So Pol Pot was the guy, who was that? The leader that killed all those dudes. Cambodia. Responsible for the death of an estimated 2.5 million people. That'll break your trust a little bit. If somebody kills 2.5 million people. Your cookie cutter laws contain flaws in philosophy. Great phrase right there. I love that.
I'll take all this. The hell I'm doing, dipping this whole fucking pound in embalming fluids. You think I rhyme to do it? If it's influence, try it.
I love how Cage sounds here.
If you want a vision of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever.
I feel like I've seen that movie. I don't remember which one it is.
The year 2010. You can say what you want. But I bet if you like this blunt, dummy, the feds will come running. Lock you up, lock you out. You ain't trying to listen. Cameras in your food, dude. Look, they trying to listen. Lock you up, lock you out. We got bugs in the house. We're being monitored. They know we got thugs in the house. So
like the little roll there.
Hit you with a switch, hit you with a beam, hit you in the brain, make you go totally insane. Wildin' out, guns in the spot, flipping on your niggas. They take you out. When the feds push guns on the roof, they take them out. Snuff you out, cause you know too much. After that, you know your hoes get touched. Look, then the meeting starts. You download your chick to a memory card, give her trips and send her to a city job.
Everything else we should destroy.
Doesn't say what the sample. There's a 1984 or the movie 1984. Oh, yeah. Okay. I haven't seen that forever. I'm honestly not a huge fan of the movie. I like the book. The movie's fine, but I like the book more. Wild ass fucking song, bro. Like, I don't even know what to say. At all. Great beat. Really enjoying the flow. Camus and Cage both did a great job. True, the only form of calm not tapped is trapped strong in the cranium of future rebel infants whistling song. I know you're listening. Get down with this bitch. Whistle along. City life is practice. Casket truancy. That's the rule of you and me, brash, unmasked lunacy. Yeah. Friends used to laugh fast, grasp little truth from me. Now they check their bags with a staff, clasping Uzis. Who deserves a wrath without warning? The same sky for the martyr with a spork. I keep thinking, I'll read through this and I'll be able to figure it out. No. I can't figure out shit. Let's move on. Track 10 is called Stepfather Factory. I'm sure this will be a very calm and collected and very reasonable song. Here we go. Track 10. Oh, wait. I think it actually did it start on accident. I don't know. Here we go. Track 10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you son of a bitches. You're so fucking crabby in this concept, now we're ready to go public. Today's a big day for the company. A big step for the little steppers who slept for years uncomfortable. Little man, little lady, cute little baby. Reach your hand out to the future of automated robotics. On display here for the first time and enter your hair at the World's Fair, but is it really? Ladies and gentlemen, I propose that the market is sinking under the weight of the useless contraptions added to the shopping carts of all hardworking families. Electric doodads and wizard hats and such to keep the munchkins entertained, but get replaced by newer versions such as breakdown systematic mothers. How many times have you debated self-euthanasia tablets for breakfast snacks when restlessness attacks seemingly at random, but an emptiness inside that's hard to identify maybe, pursuing pill popping chances are you've been abandoned. True to human emotion and trained to be domestic, made from the most easily available materials and loosely inspected, guaranteed to revolutionize, perfectly realistic and even somewhat institutionally respected. Robotic relative.
Robotic relative.
That's why.
I love this. Especially coming off of the previous track where I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but there's lots of references to 1984. Like here, I feel like, okay, I've stumbled upon where we are in the story. Oh my God, I actually understand what's happening. Like here's a scene where I know what's going on. This feels very dystopian. And I like how the salesman is even dismissive of the potential customer. Where was this bit? Mothers, how many times have you debated self-euthanasia tablets for breakfast snacks? Suicide. When restlessness attacks, seemingly at random. Let's keep going. This is fucking fascinating.
Stepfather Factory. The latest technology. A Stepfather Factory. Jobs for the community. A Stepfather Factory.
I love this blend of like celebration and dystopia.
So you purchase
this
a fraternal
feel.
unit, Class A Type 1. The
A new addition to your living room space, watch it go. Under warranty for at least 90 days, so have fun. If in that time frame there's a problem, please let us know. Before you start, there's a few details that you must learn. Technical specs about your unit to make things run smooth. In an effort to find an energy source, our companies learn the cheapest way to keep his battery running is with booze. And in a few unsubstantiated clinical trials, this condition led to simulated feelings of resentment and worthlessness, manifested in the highly unlikely but still possible act of physical aggression towards you and your loved one's fleshy surfaces. Remember, no cash returns.
Fucking
only credits
wild.
towards future purchases.
This is fucking wild.
Why are you making me hurt you? I love you. I love you. I love you.
You know, I was thinking at the beginning of this track and kind of in the last track too, I was thinking, because I've had such an issue, like just understanding in general some of the stuff that is being, well, most of the stuff that's being said, I feel like I was like, oh, you know, there's probably a theme in the album and I just haven't been able to grab onto it. And then here I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can like find the theme again. And maybe, you know, some of the stuff I was saying about the Nang, the front, the bush and the shit, it was like part of this fictional story, this dystopian thing. And not so much about LP, his life specifically, but just more of a fictional setting. But then we get into this Stepfather Factory. And I think it's true that it is a fictional story that's part of the theme of this dystopian setting for the album. But I feel like this shit's inspired by some real shit, too. Especially the part with the alcohol leaking in and, you know, causing issues with the emotional circuits and shit. And in a few unsubstantiated clinical trials, this condition has led to simulated feelings of resentment and worthlessness. I feel like LP is doing something really special here, where he is processing his own shit, but he's doing it in a very clever way of expressing himself to the fullest extent in a very esoteric, shrouded way, so as to not hurt those who are going to hear it. But at the same time, it's almost like he's left these hints, these clues behind for other people who have gone through maybe some of the stuff that he's gone through. And it's almost like a secret handshake or a secret knock on a hidden door that lets you into this back room where you can see these things that we don't want everybody to see. They're there. We know about them. It's real. But I don't want everybody to see this. So I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to do it in a certain way, and I'm going to make it real, and I'm going to get it out. But I'm going to hide it from everybody, too, in the open. I'm just going to hide it in the open, like all hidden things are. They're so often in the open. But the people who know, the people who have felt some of the shit I felt, they're going to find it. They're going to know what is actually here. Fascinating album. Huh. Let's keep going. That's a trippy song. Stepfather Factory. Very trippy song. Track 11 is called T.O.J. The acronym for Time is Out of Joint, apparently, according to this little summary here at the top. Produced by LP. Drop it in track 11. T.O.J. It's hard to believe, but I feel like this album is getting weirder.
And you can tell that maybe time is out of joint, my love. So this is maybe just an SOS shrapnel, an echo of dead sentiment, measurement tossed to nothing for no one, a wasted effort, a shrug. Or maybe resonate, incurable, romantic, defunct in the face of fact. Blackboard formula erased by the next class, but the outline's still intact. And I see it. And I'm still not sure of the meaning, but I'll say it. Write it down and read it for you. No protected leathery flesh of emotion shame.
I'm just gonna pause at the beginning because you kids are so fucking young. Right. Blackboard formula erased by the next class, but the outline's still intact and I see it. So back in the day, back when we were fucking cavemen and we had school and we took pieces of chalk and just scribed on the blackboard, right? oftentimes you could erase it, but there was still a hint trace of what was written there before. So that's what he's referencing right now. I don't know if that's stupid of me to explain to people, but I feel like blackboards are old enough where there's going to be a lot of kids like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And you can tell that maybe time is out of joint, my love. So this is maybe just an SOS shrapnel, an echo of dead sentiment, measurement tossed to nothing for no one, a wasted effort, a shrug. Used to be in love.
I used to be in love. What a wild turn we've taken. Wow. I feel like we punched through the hard exterior and like now we're in somewhere else, somewhere darker, deeper. Wow. It's still going. There's almost like this uncomfortableness still, even after realization, even after admitting. Still this just feeling of I've come face to face with this, but I still don't want to do it. Even though I've already looked at it. I've already said the thing. And just a fade out too. This is the fucking interesting song. Look at this. Blackboard formula erased by the next class, but the outline's still intact and I see it. I'm still not sure of the meaning, but I'll say it, write it down, and read it for you. Before that, or maybe resonate, incurable romantic defunct in the face of fact. But here's all these things. No protective leathery fresh flesh of emotional chainmail. No running, no locking doors, no anger, no voicemail communication or strangulation or distortion of purity of sentiment. No fantasy of reconciliation or delusion of revenge. No codes or hidden agendas, no preaching. No standing on the pulpit, no ego, no newspeak or freakish lingo. I haven't loved many people. I grew up afraid I was crazy. And one time when I was deep inside your body, you purred. And I was sure that you were going to have my baby. Which very much implies that that did not happen the way it's phrased. And what's fascinating is that final track, the final line, and I was sure that you were going to have my baby, get stepped on by the hook. He intentionally comes in early, well, not early, but he steps on that line. And you can tell that maybe time is out of joint, my love. So this is maybe just an SOS shrapnel, an echo of dead sentiment. Measurement tossed to nothing for no one, a wasted effort, a shrug. And so it's like he's recalling back to this person, this relationship that apparently he was close to, thought he was going to maybe have a kid. Apparently did not work out. And in thinking back to it, calls it an SOS shrapnel. An SOS, I forget what SOS means. I don't actually know if it means anything. What is it? Ship stranded or something like that. Anyway, like a call for help, an echo of dead sentiment. And he gets into this, I don't really feel very clever right now. And in verse 2, it's just like full open. Everything you said, I took it all to heart. And you sparked a change in me. Before I could become a new sun, I had to fall apart. I don't understand the new sun, but okay. Maybe he's talking about, I don't know. And I can see that now, and I wish you well because you saw what was good in me, and I'll be goddamned if I didn't see that myself. And everything you are, I look at with pride. See, here I feel like, because he says new son, it's almost like, I feel like he had a son? Everything you are, I look at with pride. Before I could become a grown man, I had to lose my mind. And I see that now, and I wish you well. Because I see what's good in you, and I'll be goddamned if you can't see that yourself. Huh. Fucking fascinating. I mean, I feel like this is the most open, vulnerable, straightforward he's been so far. But even in this, there's not a lot of explanation, not a lot of like detail, you know? Let's keep going. This is track 12, Dr. Hellno and the Praying Mantis. It's featuring Bastair and LP is producing. This ride has taken a turn, man. Like we're off in a very different space from where we began, which is good. This is good. All right, here we go. Jumping into track 12.
The deal, NASA. Touching yourself. 1, 2, 1. Death jookies. Stabbing bitches in the nigga like. 1. Death jookies. What?
That's just no big deal. Take that zucchini.
Don't make me bite your face. Come on. Cause it ain't like I like
what the fuck is going
it's
on?
More of a psychological thing. My heart pace never change, but your cabbage you get rearranged. Don't make me bite your face. Cause it ain't like I like the taste. It's more of a psychological thing. My heart pace never change, but your cabbage you get rearranged. And I don't even pack no gap. I'd rather run up on you and your crew with a great adventure back.
I feel like this song, like so far, we're 50 seconds in, is like wildly out of nowhere. What the like, I feel like this doesn't even, like this got put on the wrong album or something. Like after we just got listening to, the style is still there a little bit in terms of production, but like I don't even know what the fuck is going on. This is a very much a curveball for me.
Chick bit my head off, but the ass was magic. Should have seen a tattoo on the back of a praying mantis. Plucked my chest like red sand, but it splashed a crack on some man shit. The baby girl's anthem, learning how to walk on both hands backwards. Moaning fantastic damage with her grill sunk in the mat. That's my language. Wrote at insane angles, so tangled up and damaged. Star spangled mangler, fuck bot out of money shot. Hit her in the shitter, I'm in it with. Came by liquid and double kitchen gloves, loves, loving it. Comfortable naked and tasted like a patriot. I'm wearing a dookie rope and some oven mitts. Suck clits like vast air verse, mother reminder. And that's my b-boy, alpha numeric, vagina diner. Now chicks scream so loud I can hear them.
What the fuck is going on? Like, here's the thing. I'm very torn because this feels so out of place. It's so odd after what we just listened to. But because it's so out of place, I mean, it feels very intentional. So what's the intention? Are we trying to cover up heartbreak right now? We're trying to cover up real? We're trying to fuck the pain away, basically? Makes me think of, for whatever reason, it just makes me think of the movie Fight Club. Just fucking, here's Tyler Durden to like, stomp all over everything. I don't know. This song's weird. I honestly don't really like it. But at the same time, I feel like, well, maybe that's the point. And so I need to try and keep processing this.
Out and smell her in the shower where we fuck the chill Bob G version if I've got the power. It's getting kind of hectic. The house pets seem alert and confused and the neighbors leaving messages. Get in your stomach and I'll plug you in all your entrances and one exit. Whispering quotes from the Tempest. Dr. Hellno. Oh, yes, with a surgical scrub on a baby arm inserted from fist to elbow. I drank her bathwater in a shot glass. Then ran my tongue up the crack of her ass till our future children hatched. The mushrooms had me seeing some sort of deep organic math on some primal altered state sex. I felt connected to the past. Collapsed nasty wet and wept into her neck, suckling on her smaller nipples. Then I drifted into REM. Well, actually, I was purple haze, chewing on laces.
frozen a Hendrix mix. Look at these sloppy cats with their copied raps. And our shit is too hard to study. Ox is brilliant. Our yin is colorful, but our yang is muddy. And if you ever thought you had one up on me, that had to be a projection from R2D2, cause I am not see-through. I'm more like
fuck?
you cross
This is,
the
I
line
don't,
and I'll see you.
I don't get it.
In intensive. You
Yeah, this song, I don't fucking like this song at all.
Fantastic damage, like what?
Found that in your This must be underground.
What? Taking over. What? I might have to bite your face.
Hey, why don't you write stuff you of my ass?
Hey, I don't like that one at all. It's so... Here's the summary. This is the 12th track. Yeah, thanks. The song finds LP invest in getting up to some depraved acts. Yeah. LP's verse is about a raunchy sex session. Yeah. And directly contrasts with the deeply personal love letter of T.O.J. preceding track. LP's verse on this track may also serve as a precursor to some of his later work, also dealing with sex. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It doesn't... But the why? Why? This whole thing, too, I keep going to this. It's more of a psychological thing. Don't make me bite your face. But see, even this shit, like the summary, you know, Arya is basically given a warning here at the same time saying that he will keep on moving forward. He hates the taste of your face, so don't tempt him to bite it. Like, yeah, I know. What does that fucking mean, though? Like, what does this mean? Especially coming right after T.O.J. Dr. Hellno. What was this bit about Dr. Hellno? Where was that? Because that's what he calls himself, Dr. Hellno. Probably looking right past it. Fuck. Oh, here we go. Get on your stomach and I'll plug you in all your entrances in one exit, whispering quotes from The Tempest. Dr. Hellno. Okay, a reference to Bond. Sure. Yeah, very strange song. Very, very strange song. It steps all over T.O.J. But I feel like that's the point. That's the point. It's stepping all over it. Crush it. And maybe with like the theme of this album, this dystopia, this crushing of the soul, this is like the crushing of the heart. You know, not Stepfather Factory. What's the one where he's like signing up for the military? Oh, that was the Nang. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is like self-destruction of the emotional level. Huh. Well, let's keep going. I didn't like that song at all. I didn't like it as a song. I didn't like it after T.O.J. I don't like it in terms of it's not clear what it's trying to do as a mechanism inside of like the story, other than maybe that, just stomp all over the heart. Shit all over it. Shit all over the emotional vulnerability. Maybe. It's kind of dumb, honestly. The song, I think it's kind of a shit song. Like it feels like a joke. The song feels like a joke. But it's not funny. So it doesn't work. It's a joke. All right, let's move on. Track 14, Lazerfaces Warning, produced by LP. Really curious to see how this album wraps up.
Don't make politics out of what I say. It's just that something is here. It used to be, and kept us going.
Yo, come and medicate city limits to murky acreage. Johnny can't affect the commands, officer basic then. Advanced style shit, deep into the custom.
Cool beat here.
Emergency, perilous politics, and lie. Cling to the dual world, barren to the amateur. Cater to the know the emotion, the sex damagers. Avert backlands packs for plant pathwalk. Mushrooms in the blood while the megaplex is a bad thought. Or come across lost Philistines, mind blinded like wake up naked at the funk factory where the graphs are. Eyes up, blue. Labels rock that man start the street props by grabbing together freestyle the radio drop. But when they pick up the album when the dead man walk, in fact A&Rs love it when the artist can't talk. People like us make confused drunks crew and revel in the static electric pain and paid dues. Who breathe some bone blood and unrelated. I hover above the
I am so upset. I'm so upset. That last track, Dr. Hellno fucking completely derailed this album for me. Because now we're kind of like back into this mood, style, energy of some of the earlier tracks. And I felt like this album was going somewhere. And then I felt like it got there. And then it fucking, no, we're not doing that. Actually, we're not doing that. You know, now we're back into a track where he's kind of like saying a lot of shit, and he's saying it in a way it's difficult to put together, in my opinion. Let's keep going though. I feel like there's a point to it. I feel like this is on purpose, but man, this is like pissing me off. We got to a spot, and then we like acknowledged it, and then fucking stepped all over it on purpose. On purpose. So let's keep that idea in mind, and let's see if that just plays into what happens. I hope it does, because man, if we go into this whole T.O.J. thing and then immediately snap back, like shit on it with Dr. Hellno, and then snap back into what was essentially the front half of the album, what was the point? I don't know. Maybe there is no point. Maybe that's the point. There is no point.
I got a point, can't lost, spreading neon funk. Bright lights burning my mind tonight. I got a fly ass crew when it takes to fade. Bright lights burning my mind tonight. I got a wizard on the break, mutilation cut. Bright lights burning my mind tonight. I got 100,000 kids who respect the name. Bright lights, bright lights.
Oh.
It's like he's going crazy or something.
This is your shot, post a moment, facial splat. Thanks a lot, be safe, be on, be set. These lights could unfold to show you such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing.
I'm so confused and like upset. The fuck is going on?
Beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing.
Like the beat. Wildly confused on what's going on with the story. Lazerfaces Warning. So let's get into this middle bit. The warning. This was the warning. I've come to realize me and you, girl, we've been holding on to this thing too tight. Those blinking lights that we've been staring at, I think they might be broken. I think we've been waiting for something that isn't going to come. And if that's the case, I'd rather cut my losses right now. Guess I'm afraid. Afraid that if we don't stop, I think these lasers in my head might just spill out and fucking melt something. And when there's nothing left but smoldering rubble and glass, when everything is silent like a hovercraft filled with dead actors in Ziploc bags, when nothing left but a faint echo of our own beautiful busted legs, well, all I can say is that I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you. What? Picture of a virus of Fratomatic with sponsors. Little girl better flash nipples, or the cameras might wander. This is your shot, close-up moment, facial splat. Thanks a lot. Be safe, be young, be sex, be at Woodstock, kumbaya, be wet, belong, be raped, be quiet, bitch. Oh my God, controversy. MTV's concerned now. So that first two is like some like weird, bizarre thing about a girl being on, you know, like the MTV spring break fucking shit that they used to have. Whoever this laser face person is, maybe he saw that and like got all freaked out over it or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I really don't understand what's going on. I'm not happy with the last two tracks. I feel like something's missing. I feel like there's two songs that need to exist between T.O.J. and Dr. Hellno. Maybe not. Maybe it comes in at the end. Maybe the next track explains it a little bit more. It's your centerfold dream. These lights can unfold to show you such a beautiful thing. Centerfold dream. Let's keep going. Next one's called Innocent Leader. It's an instrumental, so that won't explain a fucking goddamn thing. Oh my god. But let's think about this while the music's going. This weird fallout. This weird relationship. Epic failure of a relationship. And now we've got this sound. I like this. It's kind of like a retro beat. That synth, very distorted digital sound. The vibe I get from that, I just think of something like future dystopian city setting, right? Somebody walking through the city. Neon lights, flying cars, it's raining, of course, all the typical stereo cliche type shit, right? But in that type of imagery that I'm, kind of pulling out of thin air, it feels like somebody being lost in that world or consumed in that world. And so maybe what's going on here is this idea of a broken heart. I came so close to real love, something real, and it didn't work out. And it drove me fucking crazy. Because he even says on T.O.J, I had to go crazy to realize who I was. I had to go insane, right? Before I could become a new son, I had to fall apart. And before I could become a grown man, I had to lose my mind. So maybe this whole like Dr. Hellno, Lazerface, is him losing his mind. Maybe we're going through what happened, that portion, that losing the mind. So let's have that idea in mind. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, who knows. We'll move into track 15, which is called Constellation Funk. It's featuring Uncommon NASA. And we'll see what's said here, track 15.
Don't take this personally, 1, 2, but yo, Scorpio, oh, yo. I just wanted to say that. Hello, fresh. Welcome home. This is home plate stage. Murder breath. One eye solo step. Bring it. Elbow duck in the duck. Snuggle in tight fight. This is what? Something to define me, baby. Running man. Run quick. Scissor stick straight out. Look into semantics, man. Look into them closely.
Look into semantics.
Even a title fight. Someone took a dive tonight. Follow where the money goes. Seconds then. Money makes love thump. Cardiac money, black heart thump. Make me punch faces. Pervert king. Stood behind the curtain for the blade stick. Some might stand above that. Numbers don't worth thought. I replied that I didn't find it funky. Enough mechanisms tackle bigger hungers. Without Benson and Billy Crystal soap moments, I'm open for the exorcism. Strictly by the prime numbers. To redesign your small.
God, again. I have no idea what this shit means. You spit that feeble plea, tell shit that you're hungry. I replied that I didn't find it funky. Okay, like you're hungry, right? Like you're trying to make good shit, you're hungry. Enough mechanisms tackle bigger hungers without bets in a Billy Crystal soak moment. I'm open for the exorcism strictly by the prime numbers to redesign your small wonder. Small Wonder was a TV show with a robot maid, like a robot girl who was a maid. So maybe there's like prime numbers in their program. But like, I don't know what the fuck that means, man. I don't know what the fuck that means. Joust with junkies, flounce, boots with Velcro flunky. Like, I don't know what the fuck this shit means, man. Let's keep going. I'm kind of upset with how this album is ending, but let's keep going.
And you wonder why such a tactile, radical grounding, animal sounding selections competitive with your mission. We steep a veteran sense and a refinement. We see the beauty in chaos and misdirection. We love a brutal and passionate human lusting. We pet our women with tongues in their anal crevice. See, I'm a man for what it's worth and I do love it. My family grew up without manhood in its structure. And we were stronger for
My
that
family
fact
grew
that
up
you
without
believe so.
manhood
We
in
held
its
our own
structure.
against some fucking evil people. And now I'm grown and I still can't protect my sister. But I know that she has her mother's strength within her. And maybe I can tap that strength to flirt with greatness. Expose these alcoholic stepfathers and rapists. The door's closed, you lose, and my eyes were alive. I suppose you can melt now, Scorpio. Melt away, Scorpio, down your hole, down your hole, down your hole.
Ah, good scratching right here. Good like layer of distortion over it.
On all that is holy, I will strike you down.
What is that from? God, that's familiar. I will strike you down. Let's get into the second verse here. He's talking about white rappers. It's kind of funny. See, I'm a man for what it's worth, and I do love it. My family grew up without manhood in its structure, and we're stronger for that fact. I do believe so. We held our own against some fucking evil people, and now I'm grown, and I still can't protect my sister. But I know that she has her mother's strength within her, and maybe I can tap that strength and flirt with greatness. Expose these alcoholic stepfathers and rapists. The doors close, you lose, in my eyes, one live, one live, one live. I suppose you can melt now, Scorpio, melt away, Scorpio, down your hole. So he was definitely getting into something when he was talking about Stepfather Factory. There's something there. Again, it could still be part of this story, but I'm starting to think the fantastic damage is him. I'm starting to think the fantastic damage has been personified into this fictional kind of dystopian setting that is difficult to understand aside from the emotion, the energy, the power. And so how does Dr. Hellno come into that? How does that fit? Because Dr. Hellno and Lazerfaces Warning is still throwing me off. But I feel like Dr. Hellno, this whole like crazy like fuckfest song, like trying to fuck the pain away essentially, is part of the damage, I suppose. Like it's the antithesis to the love that was being expressed in T.O.J. And it's almost like in fearful response to that love, I'm going to revert. I'm going to devolve, which is a theme that came up in one of the tracks. I'm going to devolve back into this sex-craved monster that probably resembles some of the behavior displayed by these alcoholic stepfathers, because it's just something I know. It's something I revert back to. I keep saying I don't mean I. I mean the person in this album. That's going to make for a bad clip. You see that thing where Bob's talking about how he devolves into this sexual monster? Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird. Let's keep going. There's one more song. It's called Blood. It's featuring C. Ray's Walls and Mr. Liff. It's produced by LP. This is the final track to Fantastic Damage. Let's see how this ends.
Don't look now.
You're becoming your parents.
Bob loved the ladies and mom kept the babies in.
I might have actually got the album figured out. I might have been right. Huh.
Now showers created biscuits and grip and slip and repeat it.
I like this line.
Mother settles for panic and distance is being created. I'm reaching up from the storm drain, sinking away the chest, y'all screaming maternal savior. She woke and throw us all weeping and flash a little man huddle. The imprint of where paternal unit used to sleep uncomfortable. I stuttered with choppy image unraveling as she listened, replaying. I heard a trouble funk breaking me with his sentence. Saw a dream flow slow through the soluble hemoglobin where Teddy Ruxpin clutched daggers and closet with
Teddy Ruxpin.
When it start water choking, he has an faded magic, and I slip beneath the city far below the big erratic.
So the song's called Blood. This first verse, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I mean, there's the imprint of where parental unit used to sleep uncomfortable. I stuttered with choppy image unraveling as she listened, replaying to her the trouble funk waking me with his hand. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But this intro, don't look now, you're becoming your parents, okay? And it's called Blood. So it's like, in the family type of a thing. It's in your blood. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. That type of idea. Let's do right. I don't know. Let's keep going. But I just wanted to mention, I feel like that's where the title is derived from. The idea of something that's just in your veins. You can't get it out. You're born into it type of a deal.
When I say she, I mean God. Give us strength. Do right.
Trippy, man. Trippy.
I saw a dream float slow through the soluble hemoglobin, where emotion causes no motions. A metal door opens on mom smile, dad style, the dance maneuvers of a little child. Look to the sidelines for I shine upon my time. The vision declines through sharp vines and bloodlines upon the heathen who remains cold, though the sun shines. The other speak not of it. The moon will drag the oceans tide, the wind will blow, and then my heart will split. Back hunched, eyes low, thorn mutilates aside slow. The darkest thoughts were used in a row. Where did the child go? A kiss is floating through the air but never landed. Will you accept all these excuses in exchange for understanding? Saw a dream float slow through the soluble hemoglobin, where our love resembles clothing, and the beast where human clothes. And the thought of hope itself consists of suicidal fabric. I slip beyond myself into the realms of bad magic.
Pop up the ladies and
What the
kept the
fuck?
babies and do right.
This makes me think of like a broken toy that's still trying to work. Like, it's clearly broken, but it's still trying to, get up and walk or whatever the hell it's supposed to do. Let's look at the second verse. I saw a dream float slow through the soluble hemoglobin where emotion causes no motions. And so the only thing I think of is fear, frozen in fear. I don't know if that's true. That's the first thing that comes to mind. A metal door opens on mom's smile, dad's style, the dance maneuvers of a little child. Look to the sidelines, for I shine upon my time. The vision declines through sharp vines in bloodlines. Upon the heathen who remains cold, though the sun shines. The others speak not of it. The moon will drag the ocean's tide. The wind will blow, and then my heart will split. Back hunched, eyes low, thorn mutilates her side slow. The darkest thoughts were using a rope. Where did the child go? A kiss is floating through the air but never landing. Will you accept all of these excuses in exchange for understanding? I saw a dream float slow through the soluble hemoglobin where our love resembles loathing and the beast wear human clothing. And the thought of hope itself consists of suicidal fabric. I slip beyond myself into the realms of bad magic. Here's an annotation for a kiss floating through the air. Playing on the act, blowing someone a kiss, LP uses it as a way of someone who is trying to be comforted but is failing to do so. It may have to do with the fact that most people would rather come up with excuses rather than understand what's being put in their lives. Sure. Where our love resembles loathing, and the beast wear human clothing, and the thought of hope itself consists of suicidal fabric, I slip beyond myself into the realms of bad magic. Do right. It's like this obsession of trying to break away from this thing. You know, it's... I don't know. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is kind of like I said at the end, it just mostly on a whim. The music, the production at the very end of that track, where it feels like, you know, a broken robot, a broken toy, like still moving and still trying to like function, even though it's broken. And that's what this whole thing feels like right here, at least this portion, this track, of this obsession, you know, especially the way he's hammering this do right. Which, what is the opposite of do right? Well, do not be wrong, okay? You could also maybe say do not be broken. But you are broken. And how this it's almost like this panic. And also at the same time of this panic of, I'm trying to do right, I'm trying to not be broken, but I'm looking at these things where I come from and it's broken. And so it's this duality, this collision of knowing I'm broken, but I'm terrified of being broken and I don't want to be broken, so I have to do right, but I can't because I'm broken. And these things just fucking smashing against each other. That's what I assume that song's about. That's what it feels like it's about. And, you know, some of these things about, you know, like the darkest thoughts were using a rope. Where did the child go? It's like this just mutilated childhood, this ruined childhood that has followed him into adulthood. And so now I'm trying to do right. I'm trying to not be broken. To become a man, I do. Before I become a grown man, I had to lose my mind. And I see that now, and I wish you well. That was a tough listen. Like, it was a tough listen in that I didn't really fully understand what was going on. Then I felt like I was starting to understand what was going on. And then Dr. Hellno drops in and fucking ruined it kind of for me. Lazerfaces as well. But then it keeps going and it, like, it works. It works. That was a tough listen, though. Like, it's well done. But because it's well done, it's a tough listen. And then two, like the first half, I feel like the production on the first half is really, really good. And then the second half, we shift away from this production-centric style, this production-centric experience, into something that's a little bit more context in lyrics and a little bit more of a story-driven type experience. And I do feel like the production backs off quite a bit. And some of the production was kind of like almost plain, which is fine if you're pushing this story, if you want that to take the forefront. And it does. But then at the same time, I feel like the story is still confusing. But it does come through a little bit. But I also feel like I don't know if I'm getting it. So, yeah. And it is, you know, it's pretty fucking dark. Pretty dark. Will you accept all of these excuses in exchange for understanding? Yeah, it just feels like I don't want to be broken, but I am broken. But I don't want to be broken, but I am broken. But I can't be broken because if I'm broken, I'll turn into them and then I'll raise kids that'll be broken. But I don't want to be broken, but I am broken. Just that. Just this fucking loop. Just going and going and going. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say there. Very different experience. Very different experience. Huh. I'm just going to sit around and say, huh, to myself for the next 5 minutes or so. And, you know, too, this like Dead Disney and Delorean, Deep Space 9mm, the Squeegee Man Shooting. There's a lot of shit in here. And I feel like, I wonder if Dissect Podcast has dove into this album. I feel like this would be a good one for him. Like I feel like there's a lot to take apart. A lot. Especially since there's so much unwritten. There's just half-spoken elements and half-spoken stories, and things are being expressed but tucked away. I don't know. Trippy. Very trippy. Not what I expected. I expected something like Run the Jewels, essentially, right? And then I was like, oh, this theme, this dystopia, 9/11, whatever. Okay, but not like this. I didn't expect anything like this. Okay. Well, there you go. This is me, baffled. Take care. We'll see you soon.